out to my sports betting family, my sports betting friend. You're not subscribers here. You're my sports betting friends and family, all right? And welcome back to Wize Sports Betting. This is show number 3 for Wize Plays WNBA. On the last show, our 4-leg parlay, $10 pays $108. Lost on the 4th leg. The Mercury versus Sky over 164.5, lost by 15 points. It sucks to be that close to hitting, but real sports bettors don't focus on the loss too long. We learn from our mistakes and push on to the next one, All right, you gotta have be sharp mentally if you're gonna be a sports bettor. You lose and you just focus on the next and keep it pushing. You just keep it on pushing, all right? And you got to learn from your mistakes. So we learned that the Sky, without their star players, don't put up many points. So we'll factor that in today. I also want to let you know that I added timestamps to this video for the first time in any video ever on any of my channels, because betting lines shift fast. And I wanted you to be able to jump to a game that you want without having to wait for me to get to it, even though I only take 15, 20, 30 minutes tops. Some of y'all are clicking out at 9, 10 minutes, and I don't know if this may be helpful for you to click on to the next game or the game that you want. So I put timestamps in there, and we'll hope this will make this more, what's the word I'm looking for, efficient, all right? Let's see. I picked up 120 sports betting friends. This is just the intro. I just want to let you know, and you can skip this, but I picked up 120 sports betting friends on the second show, and I had 1K views, and I don't know y'all yet, all right? I don't know if you're casual bettors or you're sharp bettors or you're new bettors. If you are new bettors, please visit the Bettin 101 playlist and the Psychology of Sports Betting playlist. It's got all kind of stuff in there for you to learn on, all right? And just so you know, if you're new to the channel, this is a no fluff channel. No content here is used under fair use from other channels. So you're not going to ever see in any of these shows no slam dunk reels, no knockouts, no touchdowns, no dugout fights, no interviews, no press conference clips. All right, the only fluff you'll ever see is my own. I'm the original formula. All right, I break out dancing and singing like that. And that the only fluff you'll ever see is my own. I sing, I dance in the intro, like at my last show, Today's Best NBA Bets. I would dance a victory dance when we won, or I'd sing when we lost. And but I usually do that in a reaction video and in the intro. There will be no fluff in the intros at Wize Plays WNBA. I'm gonna say all my personal fluff for the reaction videos over at Wize Sports Betting. So the Shorts channel at Wize Sports Betting Shorts. So if you like fluff, you want to see me cry, you want to see me dance, you want to see me sing, you have to go to that channel over at Wize Sports Betting Shorts. So let's dive into the 5 games. And you can skip games in this video if you need to. I want to say welcome to the channel. And you probably notice it says paid promo. I'm not trying to sell you anything in the actual video, but I had to put that there because I am an OzGem affiliate and their link is in there. OzGem is the sharpest tool in sports betting. You get real-time odds across multiple sports books. They have arbitrage bets. They got positive EV bets. And you can sign up for OzGem using my affiliate link. And when you do, I get a small commission. And actually, it's a nice commission. And I want to thank you in advance for using my link because it supports the channel. All right, I'll keep each game's breakdown very brief. And after the 5 games, I'll offer a parlay that I personally bet. All right, so next up is the first game, Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty. It comes on today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's in about 10 hours from the time this video is posted. So, all right, let's go on to the next. All right, the first game of the 5 of the slate that we have today is the Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, all right? The Dallas Wings will be at Liberty, and this first breakdown is going to be a little longer because I want to show the new better something, and then the next 4 games will be quicker because you'll have that. So if you're not a new sports bettor and the breakdown gets tedious, then you can skip. I'm gonna make it to where you can skip to the player props of this game and then on to the next. But first off, we got Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty. All right. The Dallas Wings money line is plus 340. Liberty is minus 440. The total is 145. And betting that over is at minus 110, under minus 110. The spread is Wings plus 9.5 at minus 110. Liberty minus 9.5 at minus 110. On the money line, I'm going to pass. The price is cooked. Liberty win more often than that minus 440 pays. It has no value to me, all right? The spread. And I'm going to break down this, all right? But the spread, I lean plus 9.5 for Dallas. But it's a lean, not a lock. You hear me? It's a lean, not a lock. This could be a backdoor live. I say that because Paige Beckers is carrying the team right now. The Liberty is without Stewie, so they could ease up late in the game, and Paige could go on a late run. That's why I say it's a backdoor live. Late in the game, Dallas could cover the spread, so keep an eye on that betting line live. The total 175. I lean under 175 because it's loud, all right? Dallas offense is wobbly. Liberty grind late without Stewie. 170s are a trap, generally, in the WNBA, all right? An alternate angle might be Liberty live minus 4.5 or minus 5.5 if Dallas opens hot, or live under in the first quarter runs crazy, all right? A parlay safe take would be Liberty money line plus the tiny under 181.5 alternate if it's offered to dodge variance. Why I say this is because Liberty is the better team, all right? But no Stewie caps the ceiling. Dallas pace / efficiency is shaky, all right? Beckers is their engine, but she can't do it all alone, all right? 175 assumes a shootout. I don't assume that. Plus 9.5 is fat in a Stewie-less world. So I would pass the money line. It's just too juiced. I'm too juiced. I would lean under 175. Stewie's out. Dallas is streaky. This ain't a track meet. Beckers is carrying. Dallas, she's just carrying Dallas right now. But even she might not be able to practice Liberty defense, all right? If the Wings blitz early, I might snag Liberty minus 5 or a live under. And in case you're a new bettor, I'm saying if the Wings are hot in the first quarter, they're scoring high, they take an early lead, the live spread will shift in the sports book. It'll drop to something like minus 5 or minus 0.5 for Liberty. All right? And that's a better deal if you're betting on the Liberty to win. But then they'll only need to win by 6 instead of 10, all right? When I say live under, the total is 175. But after a hot first quarter, it might jump to 180 in the sports books. And that's your chance to grab a live under 180, which gives you more cushion than the original 175. This is a good strategy if you didn't bet the under 175. Maybe you waited too long or you just missed it. And if you did bet the under 175 and the game's a shootout, you can come back and bet under 180 live. This is called middling. This is called middling your bet, all right, in case you didn't know. So if the score falls between, you win either way. You win both bets, all right? And if you're new, you determine if the first quarter is hot by dividing the 175 total by 4. I divide my total before the game starts, and I write it all down in a notebook so I'll be ready when it's live. So 175, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to break it down just this first game. 175 divided by 4 is 43.75 points per quarter. A normal pace is to hit a normal pace, let me slow down. A normal pace to hit 175 is about 42 through 44 points per quarter. So if the first quarter has 48 plus points, that's hot. 50 plus points, we're cooking. That's a live, all right? That's just like a total spike. If it's 53 through 55, Vegas will panic and lift that live total to 180, all right? Maybe even more. So if the first quarter, just get this to you if you're a new bettor. If the first quarter hits 50 plus, that's a live hot starts. The books will raise the total live. That's when you swoop in and you grab that live under 180, either for value or to middle if you already got the under 175. If they drop 25 to 28 apiece that first quarter, it's lit, all right? But the pace doesn't always last, okay? You might catch a live under that the books wouldn't dare offer during pregame. So under 43 points per quarter, if they hit 43 points in the first quarter, in the second quarter, your under 175 will hit. If it's 44 points or more in the first and second quarter, go ahead and bet live. That's what I recommend. That total could jump that they offer you live to 190 or even 195. If it's 90 points at halftime, hear me now, use this as your marker. If it's 90 points at halftime, which I doubt it, but if, say it's big, it's 90 points at halftime, then you definitely jump on 182 or higher. Say 185 through 190 is a strong value play. 178 through 181.5, be cautious. That's not as much cushion, all right? Just keep in mind that games often slow down in the second half, and I'm grabbing that under 180 through 190 if they score 90 points in the first half, okay? The pace is likely to slow down in the second quarter, but you still get more cushioned in that pregame live of 175. Just so you know, the average WNBA game is 163 to 164 points total. So that 175 to begin with, that line is already higher than the league average. So, and in their last matchup this season, the Wings versus the Liberty, the total was 174. All right? So let's jump to player props for this game. All right, these are the player props for the Dallas Wings versus New York Liberty. We got Ogunbowale. She's coming back. She averages 15.7 points per game, 2.4 rebounds per game, and 4.3 assists per game. She's returning. She has an injured thumb. All right. She's going to be returning today. Last time she came back, she was rusty. She was shooting 0 for 10. All right. So I'm not going to risk any money on her yet personally. And most sharps are going to pass her by. Typically, only casuals are probably going to be who's betting on her. Typically, sharps don't bet the first game an injured player returns. That's for you new bettors who may not know. You can bet on it if you want to, but that's not usually what sharp bettors do. They want to see how you do first, all right? Dallas Wings has other key players out. Harris is out for the season. In case you didn't know, Maddie Siegrist is out. And Dallas has been relying heavily on Paige Bueckers, as I said earlier. I'm betting her over 18.5 points. She's been clearing 20 to 22 points in her last 3 games. All right? She averages 5.3 assists in her last 4 games, 5.5 season-wide. She even notched 7 assists in recent games. But to play it safe, I bet 4+ assists if you must bet assists. Currently, +4 is at -390 at DraftKings. +5 is at -170, and I ain't feeling that. So I'm not betting her assists. If I bet, and I just might, I don't know really. I keep saying I'm going to bet her 18.5. I would stick with that. I saw no other good props for Dallas. I looked at points, rebounds, and assists, and they were all overjuiced, all right? So next we have, for the Liberty, that was all I saw for Dallas, we have Jonquel Jones +3 at -170. I'm fading that. If it ain't +2, I ain't betting that because she's not consistent at +3 assists, rather. And so in the last show, I said bet her +2, and she only hit 1. So let's see. As far as New York, a sharp player prop could be Sabrina Ionescu over 23.5. She looks like a sharp money bet to me at first, But let me break this down real quick, and this is going to be the longest breakdown of all the 4 games, all the 5 games, I should say. Okay, she hit 36 she hit 36 against Connecticut in her last game. Okay, that was a couple of days ago. She's been points August the 1st against Connecticut, July 30th versus Minnesota. She scored 31 points, but only 17 against Dallas on July 28th. So that 23 points was just under 23.5 mark. She averages 27.4 points per game over her last 5 games. I think Sabrina is going to be performing well with Stewart out, okay? But if I bet her over 23.5 in DraftKings, they got her plus 20 at minus 230, and then they got plus 24 at plus 100. Now that plus 20 at minus 230 is too much juice, all right? That's an overpriced line. They tax you to death. That's a fan favorite line. They know fans love betting on stars like Sabrina, and we too sharp to fall for that one, all right? And that plus 24 at plus 100, now that's even money. Okay, you risk $100, you win $100. That's called a fair line or true odds bet, because it's basically a 50-50 implied probability. They saying, it's like the sportsbook is saying that plus 24 is harder to hit. So we'll give you even money if you take a risk on it. Plus 20 at 230 is low risk, high reward, but the juice kills long-term ROI. All right? And if you don't know what ROI is, please go to my Bettin 101 playlist. There's a video there called What is ROI in Sports Betting? Okay, now getting back to her, the plus 24 at 100 is a higher risk, higher reward, and probably where the value lives if you believe she's going to be cooking without Breanna Stewart still. It still looked too good to be true to me. I was like, this could be a trap line or a bait line. So I looked up Ionescu's average points per game against Dallas over the last 13 games, and she averages 18.5 points per game. All right? The last game, she only hit 17 points, confirming to me that the plus 24 might be a bait line. It might be a trap line. She's been explosive against Minnesota and Connecticut, but Dallas slows her down, all right? They slow her down more than the other teams do. So for me, it's a trap line, and the sportsbook is hyping it up because she scored 36 her last game, all right? So if you bet Ionescu is going to score plus 24, just know the stats don't support it. When you delve deep, it just doesn't support it. And this is a data-driven betting channel. This is a channel and that every pick is stat-based. So on the surface, it looks good, but when you break it down, it's a trap line. And still, that's the only player prop that made me consider. All right? So let's go on to the next game. The next game will be the Mystics versus Chicago Sky. You can click on to the next game, and the next 4 breakdowns are going to be way quicker. All right, let's get it. All right, here we go. Game 2, Washington Mystics versus Chicago Sky at Chicago. This game comes on 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This breakdown is going to be quicker. The next ones are going to be quicker. Let's get it. Mystics money line minus 395. Sky plus 310. The total is 157.5 at minus 110. And it's also minus 110 for the under, 157.5. The spread is the Mystics minus 8.5 at minus 110. Sky plus 8.5 at minus 110. Now, the money line, I lean Mystics. It's a lean, not a lock, because the price is heavy at minus 395. Chicago is missing Reese and Atkins. Washington is healthier and a smarter money line bet to me. All right? The spread, Mystics, I lean minus 8.5. The Sky, minus 2 starters. That equals fewer freebies, slower half-court possessions. And, 157 could be a sneaky trap, though. So, anyway, the safe parlay bet for me would be the Mystics money line plus an under 163.5 if offered in the Sportsbook Live, just to dodge variance, all right? So I bet Mystics or nothing. I lean Mystics minus 8.5, but if the game comes out hot, I'm looking to bet a live under minus 4.5 or maybe even under minus 5.5. And I like the under 157.5 because Sky's star plays, again, are gone. Here's the player props. Mystics versus Sky. Chicago's stars are out, so I looked at betting under for the role players. And I looked at the player props and I saw nothing but trap lines. So later for betting on player props for the Sky. Now the Mystics, we got Shakira Austin. She averages 12 points per game. They had her at DraftKings plus 10 minus 600. Way overpriced. Plus 12 minus 300. Way overpriced. All right, she only averages 12 points per game. So I looked at Brittany Sykes. She averages 15 points per game and 4 assists. But against Chicago, she only averages 10 points a game. So I'm fading the player props for this game entirely. All right, on to the next one. Game 3, Minnesota Lynx at Seattle Storm. That's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Lynx money line plus 110, Storm minus 130. The total is 176.5 over. The over is at minus 110, under minus 110. The spread is Lynx plus 2 at minus 110, and Storm minus 2 at minus 110. All right, money line, I'm leaning towards the Storm because they got the home floor, defense travels, the price is fair at minus 130, all right? Spread minus 2, I'm leaning to that. If you like Seattle, lay the bucket. Lay the minus 2, okay, at minus 110 instead of the minus 130 money line. That's just a greater value, all right? That minus 2 is a one possession cover, all right? So the parlay safe bet. Alternate line if offered, I mean. Oh, it jumped. Let me do that again. My parlay safe bet for me is Storm money line plus under 161.5 alternate line if the sportsbook offers it, all right? Player props. Didn't see a lot of them, but Gabby Williams for the Storm. 4 of her last 5 games, she delivered 5 plus assists. So, if you see over 4.5 assists at the right price, that could be a sharp bet, all right? Kayla McBride at the Lynx. She hit 3+ threes in her last 6 games. A 2.5 3-pointer prop feels sharp. And I saw no other good props, all right? Next, on to the next one. Game 4, Indiana Fever at LA Sparks, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Fever money line minus 125. Sparks plus 105. Total is 176.5. And betting the over is at minus 110, under minus 110. The spread is Fever minus 1.5 at minus 110. And Sparks plus 1.5 at minus 110. I'm going with the Fever money line, and not just because Indiana is my hometown. I grew up there, even though I'm living in Oregon now. Indiana is my hometown, you know. I'm going with the Fever money line because Indiana's offense is more consistent than LA's right now, okay? Now, the spread, Fever minus 1.5. Taking the spread at minus 110, for me, is a better bet than the minus 125 money line for the Fever, all right? I'd rather take... I'm not going to bet in this one, but I'd rather bet the minus 1.5 at minus 110. And definitely go under 176.5 total. Both teams can score, but neither plays fast enough for all 4 quarters to easily hit that total, all right? If the first quarter is high scoring, I'd look for a total scoring at a higher number, okay? In live, I'd look for a higher number. If the Sparks take an early lead, I'd look for a Fever live money line or spread at better odds than the pregame. A safe parlay would be Fever money line plus under 182.5 alternate if that's offered, you know. Player props. I looked at Kelsey Mitchell. She's averaged 19.2 points per game over her last 5 games. She can easily go over 20 at minus 145, but I like over 18 at minus 220 better for a parlay. I'm not betting her prop because she doesn't consistently hit 19 points per game, and I'm not crazy about either of those odds. She scored 9 points August 1st. She scored 23. In her last game she scored 9, And then August 1st, she scored 23. But July 30th, she only put up 8 points. Okay, she hit 35 against Chicago on the 27th of July. But I just would be really careful with Kelsey Mitchell because she's very unpredictable, all right? Then I looked at Aaliyah Boston for the Fever. She averaged 10-plus boards in her last 6 games. They got her plus 10 at they got her plus 10 at 110. But I'd rather go plus 8, and that was minus 260. Plus 9 was minus 155 for a parlay. I would use it for a parlay, I should say, but I'm not crazy about any of those odds either. And then I looked at Kelsey Plum at the Sportz, naturally. She has over 5.5 assists. That's her average. She's had 6+ assists in recent games. And then when I looked in the DraftKings Sportsbook, I saw 6+ at plus 100 and 5+ at minus 200. And I just wasn't feeling it, so I wouldn't do any props on that game. All right? See you on the next one. One more to go. All right. Last but not least, we have Connecticut Sun versus Phoenix Mercury. This is Game 5. The Connecticut Sun and Mercury game starts at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, all right? The Sun money line is plus 800. Phoenix Mercury is minus 1350. Come on now. And the total is 167.5. Betting the over is minus 110, under minus 110. The spread is the Sun plus 15 at minus 110. Mercury minus 15 at minus 110. I'm going to let y'all know right now, I faded the whole game. But just so you know, Phoenix is the stronger side. Minus 1350 is the solo price that's unplayable for this channel. I specialize in bets that I call change purse bets. And I made that up. Change purse bets are bets that range from $1 to $50. We typically bet $5, $10, or $20. Every blue moon, we'll bet $1 on a crazy parlay with too many legs just for fun because it has a high payout, like $1 pays $2,500 on a 10-leg parlay just because they're fun, but we don't want to burn up our bankroll or do too much of that. That's why we don't bet more than $1. But yeah, I wouldn't mix none of this into no parlays. I'd lean under 167.5 because the Sun plays slow and score low. And Phoenix doesn't need max pace in order to beat them, all right? Uh-oh, I froze for a minute. Okay, neither side has any key injuries, but the Sun are 5-22, and they are the league's worst offensive metrics. All right. I looked at player props, and they all had too much juice. In case you don't know what juice is, it's also known as the big. That's the price that's baked into the odds. Instead of paying $100 and winning $100, you're paying $110 to win $100. That $10 is the juice. It's the big. It's the sports books cut that they take off the top. It's the baked in commission that they take, the based in fee. All right. So I'm fading this whole game. Thank you for watching Wize Plays WNBA. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with a sports betting friend if you found it interesting or entertaining in any way. And remember, bet wise and never bet more than you can afford to lose, all right? See you on the next show. It will definitely be shorter. I just had to throw in a little more for the newbies that are here because I don't know who I'm dealing with yet, if they're sharp, if they're casual, or what. But they will typically be about 15 minutes, but this one went a little longer. Don't forget to subscribe to Wize Sports Betting Shorts channel for reaction videos, Major League Baseball picks, and other content not seen here. And please know that I'm still working on the sports betting app that I'm building exclusively for y'all. And I'm still developing the app, and I'm working on it every day. It'll be available in the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, and I'll let you know when it's done. All right, see you in the next one, and thanks for watching.